What's up, guys? Welcome to Double Dino Gaming. My name is Dino, and I'm horrible at intros. Hey guys, for our fifth video, we are just going to jump straight into it. I'm going to be giving my review on DMC5. So, getting right into it, let's talk about the combat. Now, one of the characters that you get to play with in this game is Neru, and Neru's fighting style has been amazing ever since DMC4. Now, in this game, he does continue to have the same fighting style, with the exception of no longer having his Devil Arm. Instead, in this game, he is using something known as a Devil Bringer, which are prosthetics arms that he is now using in order to compensate for the lack of another arm. With that being said, Nero is still using the Red Queen and the Blue Rose as his main weapons of choice. The Red Queen still happens to have the same throttle effect that it did in DMC4, where charging it up gives you Exceed, and using these Exceed after an attack will deal greater damage. The Blue Rose at the same time still has the ability to be charged, doing a burst shot effect. It does give you a nice little effect, but aside from that, the combos do work really well together. Being able to use an attack similar to the Stinger to get close to your enemies is actually really fun, especially since you're going to be playing as Nero throughout most of the game. Now, aside from Nero, you can also play as Dante, and Dante's fighting style has significantly changed. In previous games, Dante has been able to have the ability to take weapons off of demons that he has already fought. Now, this is now transferring over to this game as well. The only difference being that when you start off with Dante, you will start off using both his Rebellion and the Beowulf. The Rebellion being the sword that he carried on from his father, it has its basic moveset, including the Stinger, basic slash attacks, and a juggle effect similar to Neru's, but it lacks anything more than that, and this is a problem that I had with this weapon in particular. Although the game does do a good job of making up with it by inserting the Beowulf. Now, the Beowulf has two types of fighting styles, one of them being more of a boxing style representative, while the other one being more of a capoeira style representative. Aside from doing that, you can also change up his styles. Dante has come back with the four styles that he had in previous games, such as the Swordmaster, Gunmaster, Royal Guard, and Trickster. Using these styles while in combat makes it really fun, and it really gives you a variety of different combos to choose from, and this is something that I really enjoyed. Another character that is in the game that I'm only going to talk briefly about is V. Now, V is one of the new characters that has entered for this game, and his fighting style is a little bit more passive in my sense. He kind of just sits in the background while you use two spirit forms to attack. One of them being an eagle and the other one being a type of jaguar. Now, aside from those, V also has a third one that I will not spoil for people who are really into the story of this game. But his fighting style consists of him standing in the background while allowing his two partner friends to do most of the damage for him. You are still allowed to move, and you will be needing to move consistently in order to dodge incoming attacks. But other than that, it seems like your spiritual friends will be doing most of the attacking for you. Now, let's jump into the story. So this game picks up right after the events of Devil May Cry 4, with Nero now doing his own thing and becoming his own demon hunter. As we see in the trailer, Nero loses his demon arm, and in this game you will be going after the person who took it from him. With the help of Nico, one of his new friends, and also the person who is manufacturing and building these brand new prototype arms for him, you also have the appearance of Dante, one of the old classic heroes coming back to settle a score that everyone has been waiting for. At the same time, you also have V, a new character that randomly seems to appear and hires Dante in order to take care of a demon problem. This is how Dante and Nero end up joining the fray. You also get a couple of cameos coming in from Lady herself and Trish. Now, the story is very straightforward. Nero loses his arm, he's going after the demon who took it from him. Along the way, he meets up with Dante, and they kind of get into this giant mess of fighting demons, trying to figure out what the heck is going on now that there has been a giant spiral tower of some sort growing out of the middle of their city. As they fight along, you will go through many different trials, such as every other game, fighting between bosses, collecting new weapons, collecting new gears, and collecting new skills. The other thing I wanted to talk about is level design. Now, the level design in this game, to me personally, I thought was one of the best in the series. It really tried and captured the same feel that it had in DMC4, with still adding some new elements. The constantly evolving environment was fun, where as the story progresses, things in the world will move. Aside from vines blocking your way or doing small little puzzle things to get across, it has the same feel that the old games had. Now, one of the new things that I really enjoyed in this game were the usage of the secret doors. Now, in past Devil May Cry games, we've had secret missions, secret things to do, and secret passageways in order to find your blue orbs, your purple orbs, and so forth. This game did a really good job by making a sigil painted between walls that you would have to stand in a specific location and look at through various angles in order for you to access set areas. I thought this was really fun, and that's one of the parts that I really enjoyed, between running around corridors looking for orbs while at the same time trying to keep an eye out for these new secrets. Not only that, but the new traversal forms in some of the areas have been really good. They've kept a few of the elements from DMC4, such as still using the prosthetic arm as a grapple in order to swing by when using Niru. Finally, the last thing that I wanted to talk about were pros and cons, in my opinion, to this game. Huge pros that the game has is that the story was really well done and it really captures you from the get-go. It pulls you in and it keeps you going through the entire ride. The only con that I do have for the story is the fact that the constant switch between characters kind of makes it feel like the flow is disrupted a bit. Not only that, but there are multiple loading scenes and multiple little breaks within it that kind of make it just slow down for a bit. Another con that I did have against it was the fact that Dante's Rebellion fighting style was dimmed down a bit, and I found myself not really using the Rebellion throughout most of the game. I ended up using more Beowulf or some of the other weapons that he gets. Another thing that was a con for me was the fact that I didn't really enjoy playing V. His fighting style seemed too passive, and the type of action that you have with him just didn't match up with the feel of playing either as Niru or Dante. Another big pro for me, though, and something that I really enjoyed in the game, was the addition of the Devilbringer. The Devilbringer brought so much new flair to the game that I just found myself consistently grabbing and collecting new Devilbringers just to see what they would do. And I think it's a really great idea that each one of them got their very own animation and their very own little special attack when using them. But again, this is just my review on the game. Take it as you will. This is just my opinion, and I hope to do more videos like this for you guys in the future. As of right now, I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10, and I highly recommend, if you are a longtime DMC fan, to try out the game. And if you've never tried a DMC game before, this is a great game, but I would highly suggest playing the other ones just so that you are caught up on the story, or at least watch some YouTube videos to catch yourself up. This is where I'm going to end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any other suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.